The death toll has risen to 37 in the aftermath of Israel's airstrikes on Lebanon's capital, Beirut. Ukraine strikes 2 large ammunition depots inside Russia, the second such attack in less than a week. And U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris accepts CNN's invitation for a second presidential debate against Donald Trump, one that he says he won't be joining. French President Emmanuel Macron has unveiled his new government with a decisive shift to the right. It comes nearly 3 months after that snap general election, which delivered a hung parliament. The lineup will be led by Prime Minister Michel Barnier, and the move to the right comes despite the fact that a left-wing alliance won most parliamentary seats. Before the announcement, thousands of their supporters took to the streets, arguing that the left's performance wasn't taken into consideration. Social media platform X has agreed to comply with court orders in Brazil, where its services were suspended last month. The New York Times says Elon Musk's company will block the accounts of about 300 users accused of spreading disinformation and far-right views. It's also appointed a legal representative and promised to reopen its office in the country as required by a Supreme Court judge. Elon Musk had refused to abide by the ruling, saying it was illegal and authoritarian. Parts of southern Africa are experiencing unusually heavy snowfall, closing roads and trapping people in their cars overnight. A key road in South Africa linking Johannesburg to the port city of Durban is one of the worst affected. 3 of South Africa's border ports with the Kingdom of Lesotho have been closed due to deep snow.
Morning, our headlines today. Sir Keir Starmer arriving for his party conference, but rows over free clothes, leaks and cuts to winter fuel payments threaten to overshadow Labour's message of change.
Israel limits civilian gatherings as it continues to attack targets in Lebanon linked to Hezbollah.
The Crown Prosecution Service confirms it reviewed an allegation of rape by Mohammed Al-Fayed in 2015 but took no action because of a lack of evidence.
Good morning. A brutal upset. Daniel Dubois delivers a knockout blow, defying expectations to defeat Anthony Joshua and retain his IBF heavyweight world title in front of 96,000 at Wembley Stadium.
Now then, let's take a look at today's papers. We'll start with The Observer, leading with an exclusive interview with Sir Keir Starmer, this ahead of the first Labour Party conference as Prime Minister. He says he wants to move away from the impression of enduring doom and gloom and reassure voters that better times are around the corner.
A story about the sexual abuse allegations against the former Harrods owner Mohammed Al-Fayed leads the front page of the Sunday Times today. It says that prosecutors have admitted that they failed twice to bring charges against him after being provided with files of evidence by the police, that in 2009 and in 2015.
Yeah, the Sunday Telegraph features a photo of Princess Anne on its front page. The Princess Royal was attending an event in the Netherlands to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the Battle of Arnhem. She's pictured here talking to 99-year-old veteran Jeff Roberts.
Inside the papers today, on the subject of age, a tortoise who is a ripe old age has disappeared, according to the Sunday Mirror, but been found after an 18-month flit.
I love this, talking about a tortoise that's fled. When in the world has a tortoise ever fled?
Can't have got very far, can it? I wouldn't have thought. So it was Tallulah. Actually, only 20, so quite a young tortoise. But disappeared for 18 months. Lindsay Kavanagh, her owner, was said to be delighted after she'd done a runner, but when building work started and then decided to come home.
Was there something about school favourites, school puddings?
This is in the Express, Sunday Express today, talking about a resurgence in the kind of desserts, the puddings that we all used to enjoy at school. Talks about trifle, talks about upside-down...
pineapple upside-down cake, yeah.
Yeah, Arctic roll, jam roly-poly. I must admit, trifle I was a fan of. Rice pudding is quite high up there as well. Apparently there's been a big surge for searches online for how to make those particular desserts, according to the Sunday Express.
All sounds delicious, making me hungry, even at this time in the morning.
Yes.
Tonight, Labour meets for its party conference to focus on housing and Ukraine, but questions remain about the leadership's judgment. The Deputy Prime Minister said she understood people's anger over ministers accepting gifts, although donations had always been part of politics. Hezbollah rockets explode in a suburb in northern Israel amid a weekend of attacks from both sides. The Crown Prosecution Service twice did not bring charges of rape against Mohammed al-Fayed because of a lack of evidence. In Iran, an explosion at a coal mine has killed more than 50 people. It's reported to have been caused by a gas explosion last night. More than 20 people were injured. And Princess Anne represented the King in Arnhem today as commemorations continue to mark the 80th anniversary of one of the most famous battles of the Second World War. Operation Market Garden involved thousands of Allied troops parachuting into Nazi-occupied territory in the Netherlands in a bid to recapture a series of strategically important bridges from the enemy.
And the Princess Royal has laid a wreath at a service in the Netherlands commemorating the 80th anniversary of the Battle of Arnhem in the Second World War. Almost 2,000 Allied soldiers were killed in the operation to take a bridge over the River Rhine.
Next, Russia's chess team is to remain banned from international competitions. The International Chess Federation voted to maintain excluding Russia, along with its ally Belarus, because of the war in Ukraine. Finally, this hour, you may not know, today is World Rhino Day, which marks global efforts to protect these incredible horned species. Getting particular attention is the critically endangered northern white rhino. So we'll leave you with some pictures of the northern white rhino, of which there are only 2 left in the whole wide world. Stay with us on BBC News.
She's perhaps best known for her role as Cheryl Carroll in the hit BBC sitcom The Royal Family. She's, of course, Jessica Hynes, and she's now been recognised for her work outside of television.
Yes, as a patron of a leading mental health charity, the BAFTA Award winner has received an honorary doctorate for her work helping others to benefit from the power of drama. Claire Starr has the story.
I present Jessica Hynes to be made Honorary Doctor of Canterbury Christchurch University.
Actress, director and writer Jessica Hynes receiving her honorary doctorate alongside the latest cohort of graduates.
It was just such an unexpected and lovely thing. Today is a ceremony about the graduates, and my honorary doctorate is I suppose an opportunity for me to really celebrate them and to acknowledge what Canterbury Christchurch University does, and I'm very proud to be here. Yeah.
Gracing our screens for decades, her breakthrough show was cult sitcom Spaced, which she created and co-wrote with Simon Pegg.
Hi, we're a
couple.
Going on to other comedy stalwarts like The Royal Family.
Oh, hi, Darren.
Hi, Barbara.
8, 7.
And W1A.
5, 4.
Yes, I think we know how a countdown works, Siobhan.
Yes. Sure, exactly. 3, 2, 1.
The actress is a patron of Charity Dramatic Recovery, which works in schools, including in Jessica's home of Folkestone, using drama to help mental health.
Drama doesn't necessarily have to be about becoming a performer or becoming an actor. It can be about building confidence, and it's a vital. It could be a vital part of a child's experience that could transform how they feel about themselves.
I also want to say how humbling it is to be able to share this day with all of you graduates.
And what's your one piece of advice for those who've graduated here today?
I think that actually finding goodness in yourself and in others and in the world is a really good focus. I don't think they really need probably much advice from me. I'm after today, I'm thinking, you know, we're in safe hands, I think.
Baby David. Is that bacon?
From TV screen and iconic comedy programmes.
Yeah.
Sharing her skills and experience with those stepping into their future.
That was Claire Starr speaking to the actor Jessica Hynes. So brilliant. We were just saying W1A.
W1A.
Yeah.
Perfect Curve it was called, wasn't it? Her company.
Amazing.
I think, something like that. Brilliant.